YouTube, I want to make a little short video here real quick. As you can see, there's a complete new upper control arm on my 02 2500 HD. It's got the 6.6 duramax in it. Basically had a ball joint just went to shit in it. You can change these out. You can get just a ball joint. It go held in with a snap ring. But I just went ahead and elected to get the whole control arm, because then you change your bushings, which were bad, and that's why I got the whole lower control arm assembly, because the bushings are also starting to split in them. And that lower ball joint is pressed in, it's splined and presses into the arm, and sometimes they're a bear to get out. Excuse me for the hiccup there. But truck's got 340,000 on it. This is the second time in 2 years I've had to replace the upper ball joints. The truck just goes through them. I don't know if it's because of all the weight on the nose of it, which the engine is quite heavy, and the transmission. But yeah, about time for some new tires too, which is why I'm doing all this. Now, you can go to O'Reilly's. Last time I went and I bought Moog stuff, and it's lasted 2 years. This time I took advice from a friend, and I went to Detroit Axle. They sell on Amazon. They also sell directly online. And I bought the 2 hub assemblies with the anti-lock sensor or whatever in them. Both of them for $80 online through Amazon, through Detroit Axle. And I bought the upper control arms with the bushings and the ball joints, the lower ball joints, the bushings for the lower control arm, the sway bar bushings, end link bushings, inner and outer tie rods. All of that was $123. So roughly a little over, it was about $230 for shipping for everything. And then I went ahead and bought a complete set of lower control arms, just in case I can't get the bushings and the ball joints out. Last time I had to beat the shit out of them to get them out. And I'm not going through that again. So, but I've got just the bushings and just the ball joints if I go that way. But I'll probably just unload the torsion bars, pull them out, slap the new arms under it, and be done. And what I made a video yesterday, and part of the audio got muffled. I don't know if my finger covered the microphone or what on my phone, but you've got those alignment shims. If you take a Sharpie, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, the line, but if you mark them and then write on them what they are, like that one's number 1, number 2, well, you can see part of where I wrote number 3 on that one. Number 4 on that one. And just mark where those pins come out, line them all back up, and that'll get you by till you can get to an alignment shop. And then go get your front end alignment, which is, I'm going to finish it up this weekend and then take it up and get 4 new tires put on it. Just going to get the same thing put back on it. These tires are good. They wore good. I've got damn near 70,000 miles out of them. So, but you can see where that ball joint, it was eating the inside of the tire, and left here yesterday and run up to the Walmart there, pick up a few things, and the son, they're all having a big barbecue for graduation, him and his friends. So we went and picked some stuff up for him to take over there, and ball joint started making some noise. And I told him when we got back, I said, let's just rip it apart and replace that upper one for now, and we'll finish the rest of it up Sunday or Monday, since it's a 3-day weekend. And I got new shocks for it, new brakes to go on the front, new brakes for the back, new shocks for the back as well. This truck's been an awesome truck. I can't complain. It's never broke down. Believe it or not, you don't use any oil. It's never been molested. It's all stock. Other than it's got a fleece turbo on it. Injectors are all stock nozzles. I just redid them in the head gaskets last July. Took them apart, studded the heads, put the good gaskets in it. Cleaned everything up, rebuilt the injectors, all new fuel rail lines, new sleeves. So, but yeah, I'm gonna clean the wheels up on it. They had been plasta dipped at one time. So, and I peeled it all off with some goof off, but there's still spots where the wheels are kind of in weather check. So basically what I'm going to do is just take them off, take a wire wheel cut brush, clean them all up. I'm going to sand them all down with 600 and clear coat them and see how long that lasts. Put about 4 or 5 coats of clear on them, lay them flat, break the bead on one side, and clear them. I'll do that after I get the new tires put on. And then I'm going to take these, strip them and sand them. I'm going to bed liner the steps. I'm probably going to paint the truck. I don't like red, but I have no money in the truck. It was free. From here, it's got like bed liner on it. It's like a freaking almost an 1/8 inch thick. I'm going to go from here up into here and paint it either like a dark charcoal. And then when I do that, I'm going to fix this side of the bed. I don't know what they did over here. It's scratched up. It's the only real scratches on the truck, other than where a bug shield rubbed on the front of it. And then fix this where it looks like somebody either tried to buff it and burn it or sanded it or something and screwed it up. I'll take the decal off, put a new decal on it. And straighten it all up. So, and then I'm going to take, I've got a new front bumper because my daughter drove it and hit something up here in the front. So I'll have to straighten the bumper mount. But, and then the back bumper, is rusting out. Bumper on these trucks are just cheap. They're cheap, and I do mean they're cheap. And I'm probably going to clean this up and paint the trim. Just paint it black. Put like a semi-gloss clear on it or something. It's got plasta dip on it now. And you see the overspray. It's been that way since I got the truck. And you see a little like overspray right there in the plasta dip. And there's a spot I missed when I washed it last night. But I think what's going to happen is I've got an 07 just like this. It's dark gray, Duramax, same truck. Just had a little work done to it, but I think what I'm going to do is give this to the oldest boy. He likes it, so I think it'll make him a good truck. He'll take care of it, I know that. So, and the Jimmy's off and gone. I'll go right here and check the mail. Jimmy's off. It's gone. Daughter's got it. It's doing perfect. No issues with it. S10's all done and tuned, other than getting the roll cage in it, which I just need to go get some welding wire and go get my bottle filled. Because I don't want to do it with flux core. Flux core just makes a damn mess. So, but yeah, a little update on the truck. Anybody else that has issues with these, Duramax trucks just wearing the front ends out on them. Like I said, that's 2 years on those ball joints and they're already wore out. So, and the trucksman took care of. Service writer for a local dealership had it, and he just pulled a fifth wheel camper. Then he gave it to his son. His son went crazy and plaster dipped the wheels black and the steps, and plaster dipped the damn mirrors, and tried to black everything out. And he didn't put enough material on it so you can peel it off. So I'm gonna put a set of the big mirrors on it anyway. So that's about it. And then my son's $400 Acura. It's an 02 RL. No rust, no dents. It's got 176,000 miles on it. And the kid that had it tried to do something with the stereo in it, or I don't know. And he screwed something up with the security system where it's not recognizing the key. So, and I don't have the software to get into it. So it's going over to the Acura dealer this afternoon. Let them see if they can straighten it out. So, and then for me doing that, my son and a couple of his friends are going to come over and scrape and paint the garage back there. I think I got the better deal. This only going to cost me $90 to have them do a diagnostic. I bought 20 gallons of paint. I'm going to let them use my Graco airless, and they're going to take wire brushes, scrape the garage down for me, and paint it. Anytime I need something, my son's friends they'll come right over. Any of them offer to help me. Good kids. So, between the MS and having 2 knees that have been replaced, I don't get around too good sometimes. So, but yeah, on the S10, it's all done. My son rubbed it out over the last weekend. Yeah, we did some wet sanding on it, and then he come behind me and rubbed it out. And we got it tuned. Got it all straightened up. And next thing is I got to work on the dually. It's a V10. I put plugs and everything in and coils on it 2 years ago. I let my daughter and her boyfriend use it to haul some stuff, you know, from Lowe's home for home improvement things they're working on the house. You took it out and hauled some brush back into the back of the property. They live in a house that is actually our old house, and yeah, I gotta wash it, but it's got a miss in it, so no check engine light or anything, so I'm thinking it's probably just a plug. The engine's got 236,000 I think on it now. It does use a little oil. Uses about half a quart between oil changes. Smokes a little if you put a hard pull on it. But I bought it from the fence company here in town 3 years ago, so I only give $2 grand for it. I've used the shit out of it, and it's been a good truck. All I've done is change oil in it, service it, new brakes, calipers, rotors, and all on the front, brakes on the back. I put 6 new tires on it, and basically the plugs and coils packs, and that's it. And I buy my coil packs from a guy online that rebuilds them, and I bought all 10 of them for like 125 bucks. So, and then there's the El Camino sitting over here, so it's underneath something. Engine's at the machine shop. It will be a 468 when it comes back. I got in here and wife got in here, wire wheel on a grinder, and cleaned up some of it. And I got in here and painted it low gloss engine paint. I think it come out pretty good. And then I painted the underside of the fender wells. I used bed liner on them. But yeah, so we're just waiting on it. It's been at the machine shop about a week. There's the old GMC. The videos had the big block, the tall ram in it. Yeah. I sold the 12 bolt out of it with the 411s in it, and the spool and springs and all the lowering stuff. And then I sold the lowering springs and stuff out of the front of it to a friend of mine. And then I'm gonna pull the bed off of it because the bed's only got one little rust spot, the doors, fenders, and then I'll probably haul the rest of it off the scrap yard. And the master cylinder and some other parts. It's got new inner fenders and a battery tray in it that'll come out as well. So that's all that's been going on. Like I said, the S10, I've got it tuned, dialed in. She's a beast. And I know a lot of people have thinking probably that truck's going to be nose heavy with an iron-headed big block in it. With it stripped down, you know, and you go back and you no power steering pump, no AC compressor, aluminum radiator. There's enough stuff like you don't even know there's a big block in the nose of it, weight-wise. It drives like it had a small block in it. So, anyway, that's all that's going on. Like I said, I got to run that to Acura this afternoon for the boy, and then wife does private duty, and the older couple, they're a Jewish couple. They've got a wedding today, so she's gonna go care for the father while he's at the wedding. And my wife's an RN. But yeah, that's it, man. Later on, everybody.